Oh, drills. Do you guys still want to do kanji and tango drills, or do you feel like we should move on to something else because we're kind of getting a late start on stuff? Because that took a while. Do you guys find the vocabulary practice still valuable, though? Do you want to do that first? Okay.
I realized recently that like words are what we need for grammar.
Yeah.
If somebody says a whole sentence and you understand every piece of grammar but no words, you have no idea what they said.
Right.
Exactly.
If you understand all the words and no grammar, you kind of get.
Yeah, this is a good point. Right? Uchi or
Yeah.
ie, which means
House.
right.
Goes into
Kozenju, not atu.
That was a perfect time.
Okay, Kozenju, which means
In the morning.
hi,
Atode. After.
means after. Right. Speaking of which, excuse me.
Shiru. The modified 10.
Right. Right.
Kimasu.
Which means
It's come.
will come. Will come.
Am I the only one who thinks it looks a little bit like the kanji for red?
What is kanji for red?
Maybe.
Over there.
You flip the lines over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not the same, but I can see where it would look similar to you. We can do a breakdown on the kanji for kuru later if you want.
Alright.
Noto.
No ato.
No, ato, which means
After.
after.
Nijikan.
Nijikan.
Nijikan, which is
2 hours.
right,
Kuru.
Kuhu.
which means
It's come.
Konai.
Konai.
Will not come.
will not come. Right.
Casual.
Right.
Denwa.
Electric conversation. Or the phone.
It's in your sentence.
Yeah.
I read that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my thing's backwards. Or my.
What's
It's the wrong direction.
What's back? Oh,
The
I
second
see.
part of his.
Oh yes, I didn't even see that. Oh my god.
Hanasu.
And
To
that's
speak.
it, to speak.
My.
My. 4.
Where in front?
Right.
Shihoi. White.
What?
Is that the same kanji for omoshiroi?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, the
What's-
shiroi part of
Shiroi.
shiroi is written with this.
So what's
the
the
omo
omo?
part is, believe it or not, the kanji for face,
White face.
or, yeah,
Oh, that is cool.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Well, I sort of get it. I mean, maybe
It's
because.
actually, but it's not the kanji that means kao for face, it's actually the men, which I believe is used more for mask. So it's like
Oh,
white
like
mask, omoshiroi. So maybe that's why, because one of the earliest forms of mask theater in Japanese society was no, which uses
Oh,
the
the
white
white
face
masks.
masks that have the, the eyes and mouth and all painted in, but very little color on the typical no mask. It's mostly white. And white was sort of the admired skin color in those days.
Oh, so I was.
That's
yeah.
why geishas do that white face paint, because that was the aesthetic of the time, that, the paler you were, the more time you had spent indoors, not out in the sun. And so it was a sign of being an aristocracy versus peasants. Peasants were out in the sun working in the fields and would get brown. Then the nobility and the aristocracy were indoors pretty much 24/7 and were very pasty white. And that was admired because, whatever's associated with being rich and upper class, it tends to be admired in a lot of societies. So,
Right.
so that's gogo,
Go.
which is
Afternoon.
afternoon. Nice.
Gozen.
Which is
In the morning.
morning, or AM, yeah, so go-go is also PM,
Yep.
and gozen is AM.
Amen, right.
Right, right, right.
触れています。触
降っていますか？
っていますか。
Oh, yeah, it
名
is.
前
Namae,
Yeah.
name.
ねえ、名前、はい。
時間。
Jikan, hour.
Yeah.
Or time.
Time, yeah, amount of time or how many hours, yeah.
書く。
Kaku, to
Yes.
write.
To write.
We started.
Furui.
古い。古い。
Furui, which is
Oh.
It's old for
Right.
things.
Tombstone kanji.
yes, old for things. Remember, this is not used to
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about people's age. If you call a person furui, you're actually calling them old-fashioned and behind the times. Not,
Advanced in years.
not, yeah. So.
Ushiro.
Ah, could not
Ushiro.
remember that. Ushiko.
Which is
ベハイ。
behind.
Behind.
か。
No, wait. There's a different pronunciation for this, isn't there?
Who's that?
Oh, Aida.
間。
Aida.
Aida.
Yeah, it
Aida.
means between.
Between.
Yes, aida.
Skoshi.
Okay.
Small in quantity.
Hi, little bit.
話。話。
Hanashi,
Hanashi.
which means
Story.
story. Hi.
Blank.
怖い。
Oh, don't know why that's in there.
友達。
Tomodachi. Friend.
Hi.
How do you say blank in Japanese? Maru?
Or is that for like grammar?
Yeah, maru is, yeah, maru-san is like blank-blank-san, but no.
Like Mr. So-and-so.
Something, yeah, like Mr. X or whatever, but, no, that's not. Yeah.
Professor X.
Something that just doesn't have any writing on it. Sometimes they would call it shuroi.
白い
Yeah.
Ah, as in white as in blank.
White as in white paper, blank paper.
I like
But this is actually midori, so I'm not sure what they would call it in that case.
I thought it was funny because one of the people was explaining to me some grammar point, and for blah blah, they use nani nani, and it made me
Yeah,
What?
They were like nani nani wa.
What?
yeah, they use nani for, like thing as a blank, and then sometimes they'll use doko doko for a blank location,
That's funny.
you know, or dare dare for someone.
Who?
Yeah, dare dare-san would be like Mr. So-and-so.
So would you say like doko doko de?
Yeah,
Doko doko
yeah,
de?
you could.
That really does roll off the tongue.
Doko doko de?
Do they put words in katakana sometimes that aren't normally in katakana? Like
Yes.
expressive? Like our
Yeah,
italics?
yeah, it's like our italics, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
sometimes
know
they
that.
will do that. It's very common with certain kinds of words, like the names of animals, flora and fauna, that definitely show up in katakana more frequently than you would, expect it. Most of them have kanji associated with them, and so if you're going to write, say, shika, which means a deer, a Japanese deer, you can write it in kanji, but if you don't want to write the kanji, you can write shika in katakana, and that's fairly common.
Is it sort of emphasized that it's a name?
It sort of emphasizes that it's, well, it's not exactly the scientific term,
Oh.
because that's just the Japanese name for deer, but it's putting it in italics, sort of, it's emphatic. But they also do it for other reasons like advertising, grabbing your attention, so.
Just like because of the visual aesthetic of katakana?
Exactly, so they'll do it on like posters and billboards and flyers that are advertising something. They'll put a particular part that they want to get your attention that may not necessarily be a katakana word, but they'll put it in katakana anyway just for that visual effect.
He put.
Yeah, honto.
Let's
Honto.
talk about how he likes movies.
Yeah, so yeah, that's hontoni, yeah, that is emphasis, yeah.
I had to like look it up forever because I was like, what does that mean? I didn't
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, Japanese people will sometimes do that for emphasis, yes. Okay, so let's look at, okay, so we finished, talking last time about, oh, we didn't do, vocab drill yet.
Oh.
Do you guys wanna do that first?
Yeah, I definitely just realized after you said that I honestly just keep looking back at vocab all the time.
Okay.
But I know how to say it, like, last
Yeah.
chapter, I think.
Well, and the other thing, I haven't done it for this chapter yet, but going forward, what I'm thinking I might start doing for each chapter is making flashcards of all the vocabulary, so that then I could shuffle them, and we could go over the 3x3 in a different order each time, which really forces you to know it.
Yeah. 'Cause I
It
know
also
the
kinda
terms
makes it a
memorized now
game.
after we've done that. We
Yeah.
didn't do that last chapter as much.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and what I would probably do then is just keep all the kanji and the vocab flashcards for a given chapter together and go through them all at once.
I think something else maybe is for the beginning of class exercises is to put like less used words, like we're probably not gonna use kabuki.
Eagle.
Or kabuki's in the lesson, but like shiken for exams,
Skin, yeah.
or sakubun, like we probably will not use those very much. So then we forget them. That's the ones that I don't remember. Like I go through back to the vocab list,
Yeah.
and the ones that we never use I don't remember. So if you could like
So if we made a,
make sentences using these words.
okay,
Mm.
And then
there's a good idea, rather than emphasizing grammar every time, sometimes have a
Yeah.
warm up that says,
Yeah.
make sentences using these words that we don't use that often.
Yeah, and if you don't put the translation, like you just put, shiken and sakubun and all that,
Then you'd
it
have
forces
to
us
know it
know it
in order to use it correctly. Or if I only put the translation and you don't know the word in
That's correct, too, yeah,
Japanese,
saying it.
then you would have to look it up and figure out what the word is in order to use it in a sentence.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be
Yeah.
great, because I generally stick to what I know, like
Yeah,
tamaro and taberu and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't
okay,
question my spherical children.
yeah, good, that's good. I appreciate that kind of feedback. I wanna keep improving the course.
And if you, also, in the meantime, when you don't have flashcards, what you can probably do, just grab a pencil, mark the words that you go through, and just go through them in a random order, and then just mark the ones that you've already gone over, just so we don't use those again, and then just mark them down until all of them are marked
That's
down.
gonna be very complicated. For now, I'll
Oh.
just do it in order, but yeah, I will try to have flashcards made
Okay.
soon, but it probably won't happen this semester for you
That's
guys,
our last
sorry.
one.
Well, this
Yeah,
is our
this
last
Yeah,
chapter.
we've only got a week left. Finals are next week, so let's move. So equal,
Good child.
equal,
Good child.
equal.
Good child.
Good child,
Eagle.
good child,
Eagle.
good child.
Eagle.
Iro,
Color.
iro,
Color.
iro.
Color.
Color,
Iro.
color,
Iro.
color.
Ilo.
Obento,
Box lunch.
obento,
Box lunch.
obento.
Box lunch.
Box lunch,
Obento.
box lunch,
Obento.
box lunch.
Obento.
Kabuki,
Traditional Japanese theater, theatrical art.
theatrical art.
Kabuki.
I think we're gonna just move on from that.
Exactly.
I think everyone knows what kabuki is,
Kabuki
right? Guitar,
Guitar.
guitar,
Guitar.
guitar,
Guitar.
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 Kyonen,
Last year.
kyonen,
Last year.
kyonen.
Last year.
Last year,
Kyonen.
last year,
Kyonen.
last year.
Kyonen.
Kusuri,
Medicine.
kusuri,
Medicine.
kusuri,
Medicine.
medicine,
Kusuri.
medicine,
Kusuri.
medicine.
Kusuri.
Kusuri o nomu,
To take medicine.
kusuri o nomu,
To drink medicine.
kusuri o nomu.
To take medicine.
Take medicine,
Kusuri o nomu.
take medicine,
Kusuri o nomu.
take medicine.
Kusuri o nomu.
はい。コンサート、
Concert.
コンサート、
Concert.
concert,
Concerto.
concert,
Concerto.
concert.
Concerto.
今度、
Near future.
今度、
Near future.
今度。
Near future.
near future,
Kondo.
near future,
Kondo.
near future.
Kondo.
作文、
Essay.
作文、
Composition.
essay.
Sakubun.
essay,
Sakubun.
composition.
Sakubun.
試験、
Exam.
試験、
Exam.
試験。
Exam.
exam,
試験。
exam,
試験。
exam.
Skin.
ski.
Ski.
I think we can go on from that one. ski,
Ski.
はい、先月、
Last month.
先月、
Last month.
先月、
Last month.
last month,
先月。
last month,
Sengetsu.
last month.
Sengetsu.
And this is an example of one that in the flashcards I would put the kanji as well as the furigana because you know those kanji now. So you should be able to read that one in kanji.
That's another thing too, is kanji we don't use very often.
Yeah.
We necessarily have to look up.
And I always get the sensei ones mixed up.
Okay, so sengetsu would be a good one to have. And tango.
Do we know the kanji for that?
Yeah, the sen from sensei and,
Or for tango?
tango.
We know the second one.
We know
That's
the goal.
goal.
And that's the other thing,
That's really easy.
the ones that we know half, I might go ahead and show the half we know
Like you just did,
in kanji.
you just did that with Tomodachi.
Yeah, tomo in kanji and dachi spelled out, right? And so
What
I
is
do
the
the
kanji
same
for
thing.
dachi?
I'll show you later,
Okay.
or you can look it up. Tango,
Word.
tango,
Vocabulary.
vocabulary,
Tango.
word,
Tango.
vocab.
Tango.
Piano,
Piano.
again, we're piano,
Piano.
pizza,
Pizza.
pizza,
Pizza.
byoki,
Disease.
Illness.
byoki,
Sickness.
byoki,
Illness.
illness,
Byoki.
sickness,
Byoki.
illness.
Byoki.
Aoi,
Blue.
aoi,
Blue.
aoi,
Blue.
blue,
Aoi.
blue,
Aoi.
blue.
Aoi.
Akai,
Red.
akai,
Red.
akai,
Red.
red,
Akai.
red,
Akai.
red.
Akai.
Kuroi,
Black.
kuroi,
Gesundheit.
kuroi,
Black.
kuroi,
Black.
black,
Kuloi.
black,
Kuloi. Kuloi.
black. Okay. Where are we? Okay, sabishi.
Lonely.
Sabishi.
Lonely.
Sabishi.
Lonely.
Lonely.
Sabishi.
Lonely.
Sabishi.
Lonely.
Sabishi.
Shiroi.
White.
Shiroi.
White.
Shiroi.
White.
White.
Shiroi.
White.
Shiroi.
White.
Shiroi.
Wakai.
Young.
Wakai.
Young.
Wakai.
Young.
Young.
Wakai.
Young.
Wakai.
Young.
Wakai.
Ijiwaru na.
Mean-spirited.
Ijiwaru na.
Mean-spirited.
Ijiwaru na.
Just plain mean.
Mean-spirited.
Ijiwapuna.
Mean.
Ijiwapuna.
Mean-spirited.
Ijiwapuna.
Odoru.
To dance.
Odoru.
To dance.
Odoru.
To dance.
Dance.
Adoru.
Dance.
Adoru.
Dance.
Adoru.
Owaru.
Something else. Wait. Oh yeah, something else.
Owaru.
Something else.
Owaru.
Something else.
Something else.
Owaru.
Something else.
Owaru.
Something else.
Owaru.
人気がある。
To be popular.
人気がある。
To be popular.
人気がある。
To have people energy.
To be popular.
人気がある。
To be popular.
人気がある。
To be popular.
人気がある。
And that's another one. We know the kanji for that, so I would give you the kanji as well as the hiragana on the flashcard for something like that one. Hajimaru.
Something begins.
Hajimaru.
Something begins.
Hajimaru.
Something begins.
Something begins.
Hajimaru.
Something begins.
Hajimaru.
Something begins.
Hajimaru.
Hiku.
To play.
Hiku.
To play a string instrument. To play a piano.
Play stringed instrument.
Hiku.
Play piano.
Hiku.
Play something.
Hiku. Hiku.
Also to pull. Hiku.
Oh. Oh
Don't
yeah.
they
Yeah.
use that for like a lookup? Out of a dictionary?
To pull out of the dictionary.
I don't know if it's the same kanji.
Okay.
Yeah.
But,
It's the same sound, but I don't know if it's the same kanji.
okay. I just thought I'd heard that before.
Yeah, yeah. 辞書に引いて look it up. Right? もらう
Yeah.
もらう
To receive.
もらう
To get.
to get from someone.
もらう
To receive.
もらう
To get.
もらう
覚える
To memorize.
覚える
To memorize.
覚える
To memorize.
memorize
覚える
oh, memorize
覚える
memorize
覚える
出る
To appear.
出る
To attend.
出る
To exit.
exit
出る
appear
出る
attend
出る
運動する
To exercise.
運動する
To exercise.
運動する
To do physical exercises.
exercise
運動する
to exercise
運動する
to do exercise
運動する
散歩する
Take a walk.
散歩する
To take a walk.
散歩する
To take a walk.
take a walk
散歩する
take a walk
散歩する
take a walk
散歩する
から
From.
から
From.
から
From.
from
から
from
から
from
から
ぜ
By all means.
ひぜ
By all means.
ひぜひ
By all means.
by all means
ぜひ
by all means
ぜひ
by all means
ぜひ
ところで
By the way.
ところで
By the way.
ところで
By the way.
by the way
東京で
by the way
東京で
by the way
東京で
みんな
All.
みんな
All.
みんな
All.
all
みんな
all
みんな
all
みんな
も more,
Already.
more,
Already.
more,
Already.
already,
More.
already,
More.
already.
More.
Okay, instead of doing 3 by 3 on the numbers, how about if we count in order a few times?
Okay.
Okay, so 1つ、
2
2
つ、
つ、3つ、
4
4
つ、
つ、5つ、
5
6
つ、
つ、7つ、8つ、9つ、と。
と。
Try again.
1
1
つ、
つ、
2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ、
6つ、
7つ、
8つ、
8つ、
9つ、と。
と。
One more time.
1
1
つ、
つ、
2つ、3つ、4つ、5つ、6つ、7つ、8つ、9つ、と。
Okay.
9つ。Okay.
9つ。はい。
I
That's
have
a mouthful.
2 questions.
Yeah.
One, what's the difference between samposu and what is ariku?
Aruku is to walk, the regular verb, arukimasu.
So you would use
To
like
go someplace on foot. Sanposuru is more like, yeah, like taking a walk, taking the dog for a walk. Inu to sanposhimasu, or, koen de sanposhimashou, let's take a walk in the park, it's more,
Idiomatic.
yeah, it's going for a stroll, it's going out for the purpose of just walking because you feel like walking, either for exercise or just taking a stroll to look at scenery or something. Whereas aruku is you're walking just
Out
as
of necessity.
the physical activity, the action of walking
So
is aruku.
instead of saying asobi ni ariku, you would say samposu. That's it.
Yeah, you wouldn't say,
To
asobi.
walk for fun.
Yeah, to walk for fun, you would just say sanposuru.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my second question is owadu.
Hi.
What's the difference between saying like owari, because I think we had owari.
Yeah.
So owari desu versus
Hi.
owarimasu. Owarimashita, owari desu.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Owarimasu is it ends, right? Owari desu is like, it's the end,
Okay.
the end. So like at the end of a lot of Japanese movies, it'll say owari, meaning the end. It's the noun form, versus owaru is the verb form.
And can you do that with any verb where you just use the stem like that as a
It's owari, owaru. It's not really the stem. It's something else. Well, owarimasu. Yeah, I guess it is the stem, but not every verb can be done
noun?
with
That's
that.
not just a
Yeah.
normal grammar.
Yeah. But there are verbs that's done as part of a noun, like tabemono, nomimono,
Yeah. Kaimono.
kaimono. Those are all stems plus mono to turn it into a noun. But
Okay.
just tabe or nomi, don't get used as standalone. So it's not a hard and fast rule that applies to everything, it's just certain ones. Owari is a good example. Hajime is like the start of something.
The beginning.
Like, start of a movie.
Yeah. Hajimari is like the beginning of something, right? It begins is hajimarimasu, right? Hajimaru. So hajimari is like the beginning of something, and hajime is like the start. They're very similar. It's hard to translate the difference between them because we don't really make that distinction in English.
Okay.
Oh,
So
I had
it's
a
just something
question.
you have to hear and.
Yeah.
Mm.
On the topic of endings in movies,
Uh-huh.
sometimes I see this Suzuku.
Suzuku, to be continued.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they use the different soup for
It's,
that.
yeah,
right?
that's why.
Yeah, that's why it's the different zoo, because when you have the same hiragana twice, but the second one shifts its pronunciation, they keep it that consistent spelling even though it's the non-standard zoo. So Suzuku means it will continue or to be continued. And yes, you will see that at the end of like
Suzuku.
that day's episode of the drama or whatever. And then it'll say Suzuku. And then, you know that that was not the end of the whole story. There's gonna be another episode the next time it's on.
Way back last semester in general, when we were learning origami, you said we would see it very rarely. This is the
Yes.
first time I've ever, and the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
That's the
Which
only-
one?
Yeah, I told you guys that this kind of term was rare, where it uses this zoo instead of the usual zoo.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is about the only example of that one I can think of. The only other one I can think of that's in a similar vein is shijimu, is the verb to shrink. Shijimu, like, you know,
Honey, I shrunk the
wa-
kids.
Yeah, or you wash your cotton t-shirts in a dryer for the first time and they shrink because you bought them in Japan where nobody uses dryers.
They don't?
Oh.
No, most people in Japan don't own a clothes dryer.
And there's no
They hang-
laundromats?
They hang stuff to dry, that's the
Oh,
norm.
okay.
And so they tend to buy their cotton stuff small because you hang it to dry and it stretches. But if you buy yours, like the size that fits you, and you hang it up to dry, it stretches, it's gonna be baggy on you. But if you're buying it to bring home to the States, you might need to buy it a size up because you're gonna bring it home and throw it in the washer, and the first time you throw it in the dryer, it's gonna shrink.
Yeah.
So why does it actually grow out in the open? Is it something to do with the heat or?
Something to do with the weight
Science.
of the wet,
Yes.
the wet cloth.
What?
It's just the wet cloth, it stretches it out, that's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cotton fibers stretch.
Yeah, but the heat from the dryer shrinks it, right?
Right. By the way, did everybody get one of these? I saw,
Well, I got these sheets, so.
you didn't take the other three?
There's only 3 sheets, right?
No, there's
Wait.
6.
Oh, I did not get those at all.
Okay. Did anybody else miss the fact
Thanks.
that there were 3 and 3, a total of 6? So you should have the OPI 4 content, and you should also have, and somebody took an extra one of the middle one from here, because there should have been enough for everybody, and I don't have a set for Joe. So who's got an extra copy
Who's the culprits?
of, let me see, the
I
one that
do,
looks.
I do, I do,
Okay.
I do, I do.
Yeah, I need one of those back to give to Joe, it doesn't really matter which one you keep. I just made enough for everybody to have either A or B, because I figure it doesn't really matter. All of the, by the time you practice all of this stuff, you should be pretty prepared regardless of which piece, A or B, you end up getting.
Oh, I remember this.
And then,
Which one, the lesson 4 OPI?
that's, lesson 4, and then lesson 9 OPI, you've got your other list of things to cover, and you've got, again, a variety of things to talk about. And so I'm putting a packet together for Joe. Did everybody get all of these? Yeah. So, yeah, I have one extra.
So this picture A for this OPI for us,
Uh-huh.
where it's saying, ask which of the people are the following, this is when we would use that, like.
Exactly. So, yeah, so if you're asking about Yutaka, who is Yutaka? You look at it and say, I don't know, who is Yutaka? I'm looking at the other one.
You talk about, he's on the computer.
Okay, so,
メガネをかけている人はYutakaです。
okay, but there's more than one person wearing glasses, so you could also say, コンピューターでタイプしている人はYutakaです. Something like that. Yeah, or コンピューターをしている人。コンピューターをしている人。Person doing computer stuff.
Did you use old there as like a old student?
Yeah, you can. Okay, but you guys can take these home to continue practicing, so I wanted to make sure that we get to as much of the textbook content as we can. so
Is there another kanji paragraph to read? I think we should do that.
should we do some kanji? Because we haven't gotten to every grammar point yet from this chapter, so which is a higher priority to you guys? Because we might not get to everything today.
Depends on how easy they are. I think day is pretty easy, so we don't really need to wait one chapter.
Which one?
I'm ahead, everybody.
Well, and if you guys haven't already done some of these textbook exercises in the Kaiwa section, you might want to go ahead and do them,
The Kaiwa section?
the grammar and conversation section.
Oh.
You might want to go ahead and do them ahead of time
Have we
so
done-
that we can go through them more quickly on Tuesday. So if you'd rather focus on kanji for today, we could certainly do that.
Have we done Mada yet?
Mada's
Right.
yet, right?
Mada, not yet.
Mada.
まだやってませんね。
Is it yatte imasen?
いや、やっていません。まだやっていません。まだしていません。
What is the
ま
yatte
だ
from?
勉強していません。
Yara?
Okay, so should we skip to that one? Do you guys feel like we did enough of the describing megane o kaketeiru hito kind of stuff to move on? We could always go back and do more of that practice later. But, let's see, we already did C basically. Okay, so mada tarete imasen, let's look at that segment. Okay, so.
Where?
222ページです。222ページの下の方。
Oh, I'm already here.
パート6、まだ変えていません。
It's like there's so
So
many
the-
me's in there.
The question format here, サムさん、質問を読んでください。
Okay. もう昼ご飯を食べましたか？
はい、and then B さん、答えてください。
The example?
The example, はい。
いいえ、まだ食べていません。
Okay, so do you see the structure?
Oh, that's
So
pretty simple.
mole is with a positive past tense verb asking, have you already done X?
That's extremely simple.
Okay, and then the answer is going to be no, not yet, ie, mada, and then the negative.
How would you
verb.
say,
Mada
That's easy.
tabetemasen,
would,
teimasen.
if you were going to say yes, all you got to do is just say yes, right? You don't have
Right.
to use a
Well,
mada
you
in
could
your
use
response.
mo in the response, mo shimashita.
Okay.
So let me just map it out for you real quick. Okay, so here you, so mo shimashita ka. I'm just gonna use shimasu because it's an easy one. Okay, mo shimashita ka?
Did you
Did you
do
do
it
it
yet?
already? Okay. And so the
Right.
no answer would be ie, mada,
していません。
yeah, mada shite imasen. So it's the te inai form. Okay? Mada shite imasen. And then hai would be hai mo shimashita.
Yep, bye or what
Yes, I already did it. Okay? So it's like, you know, the positive answer is basically reiterating the question. You just add a hai and take away the ka, right? The negative answer is where you switch from mo to mada,
Okay.
okay? And I want you to focus on using the exact conjugation forms they're giving you, because when you shift to a different style of conjugation with mo and mada, it actually shifts the meaning of the whole thing.
Really?
Yes. Hi.
I don't know if that's what I was about to ask, but on the test, I think, where you said that motto was optional on the last test because we hadn't done it until just.
Right,
I think it was, have you done something yet?
right.
So would
That
you
would-
still use mo
Yeah, I would still use mo there, yeah.
and just change the English in your head
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, so, mo shimashita ka, have you done it yet, or have you done it already? They're kind of the same thing in English, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if you say.
But the main reason I translate mo as already and mada as yet is to keep them from getting confused, because mo shimashita is yes, I already did it. Because you would not say, yes, I did it yet.
I've yet done it.
Yeah,
I have
Yeah.
not done it.
yeah. We don't say it that way in modern English, right? So that's why I try to do already for mo and yet for mada, and then that clears up the confusion.
What happens if you mada shiteimasen ka?
Mada shiteimasen ka?
Have you done it yet?
You haven't done it yet?
Oh, okay, okay. So
You
it's
know.
more of a nuance thing.
Yeah, it's a nuanced thing, but, you know, I don't want to get into too much detail now about what it does when you shift it around, because I don't want to confuse people, but that could be a topic for discussion some other time when we have the time. So, do you guys want to just run through,
We do at least like 3 of them.
a few of them? Okay. Should we do part A, or since the answers to that are available on your CD, and you can check it for yourself, should we do part B, which is more,
Yeah.
You mean the pair work?
No, let's do B.
yeah, let's do B. Okay, so,
I
okay,
can read
since
that and
you
I
guys
know
did
that.
the question and answer in the example from A,
This is so.
let's let B-san to Ozaki-san do the first example of part B.
Sorry.
Okay.
What is that? One?
One piece.
One
Right.
piece. Oh.
Right. Which, by the way, One Piece, aside from being apparently a movie title, it means a dress. One piece, as in a one-piece clothing outfit. One piece.
I just know there's a manga named One Piece.
Okay, so maybe that's what the movie was based on.
Oh.
That was so much of that when I saw it. It was all over.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
もうワンピースを見ました見ました
いえ、
見ましたか？
見ましたか
いえ、まだ見ていません。おい、B さんは
私もまだ見ていません。よかったら一緒に見ませんか
え
え
いいで、いや、いいですね。
いいですね。
いい
Okay,
で
so,
すね。
so suggesting going and seeing it together. よかったら is literally like if it's okay with you.
I was about to say, I don't think you've heard that one before.
Yeah, so that,
Is that Yoli?
What'd you say again?
yeah, it's from よかった Yeah, よかった is was good, right? The tada form, taking the short form past and adding ra to it, makes it if that's okay. So よかったら. So I'm going to make note of the fact that they use this without explaining it, which
Because like
means that I want to add it into, let's see, where's my pen? Okay, I'm going to add it to, let's see, or at very minimum, I'm going to add it to the vocab list.
よかった。
So it's just the ra, not the ta.
Well, the
So if it's
the
just your
tada.
kata,
So if.
because alone it would just be
Okay.
yokata, and that's just the past tense.
Yokata is just
So it's the addition
was
of
good,
the ra.
right, so the ra added on to specifically the short form past form, the ta form. So, for example, 面白かったら, if it was interesting.
okay.
おいしかった
美味しかったら, if it was delicious, you know. So the tada form is what makes it if.
So you can also do like 皆さん行かったら僕も行く
Yeah, yeah, いかったら, yeah.
If
行
you're all
く
going home.
いか行ったら yeah
行ったら
行ったら not 行かったら行ったら
Yeah, 'cause
行っ
here's
た
the
ら
exception.
行く行った
行った
so 行ったら皆さん行ったら私も行く yeah if everyone's going I'll go too yeah so you can do it with verbs, you can do it with adjectives, but it's the short form past tense form that ends in ta plus ra. That's the grammar of it. And, you know, that's something that they just sort of throw in there and forget to mention this is what it is.
So, is just another because they haven't even mentioned yet, I don't think either.
They taught a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like lesson 1 or so.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just that
So we
they've
just have-
never used it ever since then. It's like, eh?
No. Well, and intonation makes a huge difference because is usually spelled with a he and then an and
He?
that's like, huh? He? You know, but with a downward intonation is yes. Okay, 2番の example 読んでください。A と B。
もう、ワンピースを見てましたか？
見ましたか？
あ、見ましたか？
もう見ました。もう見ました。ね。
そうですか？あ、どうでしたか？どうでしたか？
はい。
すごく面白かった
はい
ですよ。
はい、すごく面白かったです。Yeah, it was incredibly interesting. すごい is an e adjective that means amazing or incredible
Yeah.
or, you know.
But the ku part is the conjugated form?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and have they not shown you
Yeah, we did
sugoi
this.
yet?
It's just
We've
been a
never done
while.
sugoi, but we've done the grammar there, sugoku, we've done that.
Yeah, the ku form.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to add sugoi to my list
Actually-
also.
Actually, no, we haven't. We've done kute to link them. We
Yeah.
haven't done to turn into an adverb. Sugoku.
Ah,
Omoshiroku. No, we haven't
okay.
done that yet.
sugoi and sugoku. Okay, so I need to add those to my vocab list for this chapter, and when I make flashcards, I will include those.
Yeah, because they just, in the vocab list a couple lessons ago, they just said osoku means lately, and then they gave us a soy later and said it means late. They didn't say
Yeah,
it's a
they didn't
story.
explain.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, there are a lot of oversights like that where they just sort of throw something in and forget that they haven't actually taught it yet.
Mhm.
So anytime you catch any of those, please do point them out to me. It helps. That's how kara and mare ended up on my vocab list for the chapter that I teach them in now, because they throw them in there
They don't explain.
and they don't explain it until many chapters later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But kara is just now on our list.
Yeah.
It's really-
So, okay, so now that we've got the concept of how we're gonna do the dialogue, we're gonna let Hashi-san to Amba-san do ichiban.
Do we just like create some kind of new movie or?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanna make something up, or if you wanna use a movie that actually is playing right now,
Jurassic World.
yeah,
Jurassic World.
yeah, there you go.
There's also pixels. How would you say pixels in Japanese? That would be
So
really.
Yeah.
Pixels.
That's
That's really
almost
hard.
worse than Jurassic World.
Jurassic World.
I really want to see pixels though. Man, attacks the city.
Okay.
Only
So,
up,
oh.
still.
もうミリオンを見ましたか？いいえ。
まだ
まだ見ていません。
はい。
カシさんは？はい。How would you say it's a little disappointing?
Okay, well, first say, yes, I've seen it already. So,
Okay. So, はいもう見ました。
見ました。はい。Okay, and then,
Domo.
ちょ
Domo.
っ
Demo. Like but
to,
or.
there's a little, you could say, あまり良くなかったです. It wasn't that great. We haven't really learned the word for disappointing yet. So rather than introduce a new word, let's use what we've got in a creative way.つまらなかったです. It was ちょっとつまらなかったです. It was kind of boring. Or あまり良くなかったです. It wasn't that good. You know, or あまり面白くなかったです. It wasn't that interesting. You know, so you've got options.
Yay, options.
Can you use Jolto with negatives?
sounds a little odd.
A little not interesting.
Yeah, amari works better with a negative.
Okay.
Okay.
つまらなかったです。
There you go. はい。
そうですね。
E sounds weird there.
いいですね。
そうですね。
そうですね。
Yeah, そうですね works better for, oh
I
really?
see.
Oh, that's too bad. Or 残念ですね. Have you had that one? 残念ですね.
I think you've heard it?
That was the
Yeah.
last chapter.
Yeah, 残念ですね. It's like, oh, that's too bad.
Every time you like drop your pencil.
That's too bad.
Okay. じゃあ、アンバーさんとドリーマさん。A new game, so like, you know, video game or whatever you can think of.
Monopoly.
Did you say like 新しいゲーム?
Sure.
もうマリオカートを
Nice.
する。しましたか？
はい、します。
はい。もうしました。
はい、もうしました。
We're using part 2 pattern there, so you
そう
can
です
say,
か？どうですか？
すまなかったですよ。
ああ、つまらなかったですよ。
Not a big racing fan, are you?
はい。じゃあ、3番、ドリーマさんとサンドリーさん。
I have no idea what I wrote here.
Okay.
もう夜に生きてかり
Okay,
生きて
行
行き
き
ましたか
行きましたか? So what's the name of the restaurant? Or shop or whatever?
よくに行ってますか
もう、6?
Does anyone know the Japanese word for
I thought that was
steakhouse?
travel.
Oh,
Wait, what?
okay. 旅行.
Don't confuse me anymore. Coal.
It's
I said
ko-u.
coup. I said coup, not
Yeah,
coal.
and it's ko-u. It's a long vowel.
Oh.
旅行.
What is that?
So
Travel
you-
restaurant?
You're asking, has he gone on a trip? But I think they wanted a specific, like, proper noun, place name, or restaurant name or something.
横の東京に行きますか
東京
東京に
に
行きますかね
行きましたか?
行きましたか
もう東京に行きましたか? That works.
もう行きました。
私も行きます。
Well,
I'm so confused right now.
we're using, he answered with a positive, so that means we're using pattern 2 there. Yeah, もう行きました. Yes, I've been there. So you can answer with そうですか?
そうですか
And then どうでしたか?
どうでしたか
Which is asking,
How was it?
yes, really, how was it? And then you can answer with
すごく美味しいですよ。
すごく
美味しい、
past tense.
美味しかった、美味しかったでしょ。
はい、すごく美味しかったで
It's
す。
incredibly delicious.
はい、
Tokyo is incredibly delicious.
美味しかった
It's like your
美
Godzilla.
味しはい、
美味しい。
美味しかった right?
美味しかった。
美味しい
美味しかった。
Except it runs together, so it sounds
美味しか
oishika.
ったです
面白かった would be was interesting.
面白かった
But he said 美味しかった. It
美
was
味しかっ
delicious.
た
Yeah, so
Tokyo was very
was
delicious.
Tokyo the name of the restaurant or
Right.
you meant the city?
東京
I was about to say, Godzilla.
東京
He's turned into Godzilla.
Tokyo restaurant. Okay, Tokyo
東
restaurant.
京は美味しいです。
こちらですか? of something, because the structure of the way they're doing this exercise,
Mm.
you're quoting the name of a particular thing and asking, have you seen
Okay.
that one, or have you been to that one?
Mm.
Not just in general, have you ever been to a restaurant, but have you been to this particular restaurant, is what they're trying to get you to
I
ask.
deciphered what I had written anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yay.
My turn?
Hi.
もうジャスタン・ビーバーを聞きましたか？
You were gonna go there.
まだ言います。
そうですか。
ああ、
全然聞きます。
And then you asked,
Um,
since you're saying no, so you
サ
follow.
ンドレンさんは
Alright, so am I using like the first structure? So, okay. 私もまだ聞きません。
聞いていません。
聞いて
聞いていません。
Oh, it's
It's
good.
a ています form.
聞いていません。
はい。
よかった。We decided that was,
If it's okay with
if
you.
it's okay with you. Okay. Oh, okay. よかったら、so,
一緒に
一緒に聞いて、聞
聞きま
きません。聞きませんか？
いいえ、
はい。I never use that anymore.
いいえ、聞き
聞きたくない。
たくないです。
I will not listen.
よかった。
よかったら。よかったら is if it's okay with you or if you'd like to.
Oh, I was saying in response to him, よかった. Good. We won't
Ah,
say
よ
that.
かった。Okay. Okay. いいですか? Do you guys understand the grammar involved here?
Well, I didn't know the kanji for ishoni, so that threw me off because I was reading it for you guys.
Yeah, that's why I slowly went
Oh.
too.
Oh yeah.
I was like, yo, cut the what?
Yeah.
Ishoni.
一緒に。
I didn't know you could read this E in a small suit with when you
Oh.
read like that.
Which
Yeah.
one?
All the times when ichi gets paired with another kanji and the pronunciation shifts because of that, they still write it as ichi the normal way. They just pronounce it according to the way it's supposed to be pronounced in that compound. So
Like he told me.
you would never say ichisho. It's always going to be issho, right? Hitotsu, you read it as the hito, right? Hitori de, it's hito again, and the jin kanji gets read as ri. So how the word is pronounced and how the kanji are written, there's sometimes a fairly sizable disconnect there, which is one of the challenges of reading Japanese, because they're taking kanji phrases that mean certain things and grafting them onto pre-existing Japanese pronunciations for those concepts at times. So, one person makes sense, hitori, right? One person as the kanji, ichi and jin make sense, but the Japanese word for one person is hitori. So they just grafted the two together and said, who cares if it looks logical? You know, 'cause that's the problem with adopting a writing system wholesale from another language that's completely grammatically incompatible with your own. Chinese grammar and Japanese grammar are like, those
Peanut butter and octopus.
Venus and Mars books, women are from Venus, men are from Mars thing. That's how different Chinese and Japanese are,
Oh,
Question?
if you were to break down the word ishoni,
Hi.
how would that work? Because it's I is, of course, ichi, and sho, what would that be? Because ni is the particle, right? There's not just one word, ishoni. So it's...
Yeah, ni
it's-
is the particle, right, so isho. Isho by itself is like togetherness.
So sho is like together? Because I know that's one, but what's the
Yeah.
place in that?
I don't
Together
know
wash.
that kanji as a standalone.
Oh,
I only know it as that compound. So I would have to look that up and then be able to tell you what that kanji meant
okay.
as a standalone thing. You can do that yourself, you can look it up and see if you can find out what the heck that means by itself. There are some phrases like that that are just set phrases, and
It
I've
doesn't
never
necessarily
actually
break
looked
apart.
up the show to find out what it means by itself. Okay? Actually, come to think of it, that might be the kanji for kumi. One group.
Ooh.
Oh.
That, do me a favor, look it up, because now I've never thought of it before, but it might actually be kumi. I've never seen it
Separate.
Jisho?
separated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jisho is
Okay.
the best.
Jisho.com?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fantastic.
Or is it jisho.com or jisho.org?
Wait, is that the one where you
Yeah.
can draw the kanji on stuff?
Jisho.
J-I-S-H-O.
Yeah.
You just type in search it.
Yeah. Okay, while he's searching, let's look at the next activity.
You just type.
Okay, so this is the kata grammar, which we've had before, but you remember we talked about putting the kata for because or therefore in one place, and then we talked about the fact that you can also do it the other way around.
The that's why thing? But wait, isn't that a
So-
different kaha?
Isho.
No, it's the same kata.
Oh.
Isho.
So let's look at
Isho.
these where they're having a match up.
Small suit.
Let's see. Ish. Got this.
Okay, so for example, sakana ga kirai dakara
Got it.
means
Do you hate fish? Oh wait, you hate fish because.
good.
I hate fish, therefore. Okay.
Oh, right.
Kirai is to hate, to dislike, right? So sakana ga kirai dakara. So I hate fish, therefore. When you put kara in the middle of a sentence, therefore is an
Ah.
easier way to translate it. If you're going to translate it in the order as written. So sakana ga kirai dakara. I hate fish, therefore. What would that match with?
I haven't read all.
Sushiを食べません。
Sushi o tabemasen. There you go. I hate fish, therefore I don't eat sushi. Makes sense, right? Although not all sushi has fish in it. Most
Would
people don't realize that.
would crab count? Like, are we
Well-
talking just fish or just seafood?
They probably mean seafood. But there are vegetarian sushi, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. Do you get the grammar? Okay, Zaku-san, can you do 2番?
試験が、終わってか、終わったか
はい。試験が終わったから終わった。
終わった is, I feel like I should know this. This is one of the new ones, isn't it?
いや、終わる、終わります、
Oh, right.
終わった。
Oh, it ends. Oh, I was about to say,
Ended.
ended.
Yeah.
I was about to say, wait. I was about to say dance? No, that's a
No.
dohu.
Yeah.
So,
So 試験が終わったから means
the exam ended, therefore, 今は、暇です。
はい。
I now have free time.
はい、そうです。じゃあ、キャシーさん、3番お願いします。
旅行に
旅行。
旅行
はい。
旅行に行ったからお金がありません。
はい。
Because I traveled, I don't have money.
Yeah. She spent all her money on her trip, so now she doesn't have any.
It was a good trip.
はい。
It was a good trip.
Yeah.
Yay!
アンバーさん、どうぞ、4番お願いします。
お魚切符を2枚もらってから
はい、もらったから。
行きませんか
There you go. コンサートの切符を2枚もらったから。
I got
I received 2 concert tickets, right? Therefore,
Won't you go with me?
won't you go with me? Makes sense, right? Somebody gives you 2
Nope.
concert tickets, you're gonna invite a friend to go with you, right? じゃあ5番、鳥居さん。
天気が良くなかったからお金がありません。
お
difficult.
The weather wasn't good, therefore you don't have any money?
Oh my god, that's not, that's,
Try again.
hang on. Ikigai yo kumikata kara ikimasen ka.
The weather wasn't good, therefore.
Won't you go with me?
Won't you go with me?
Therefore I didn't go.
Okay, but that ikimasen ka is inviting someone, won't you go with me?
It's the ka.
I'm totally not with it today.
I know the feeling.
There is one there that says, I didn't go somewhere.
Asobi ni ikimasen deshita.
Deshita, ikimasen deshita is I did not go.
Out
Past
for fun.
tense. So, asobi ni ikimasen deshita. So the weather wasn't good, therefore I didn't go out to have fun. Make sense?
That's what I have to do.
Okay,
It's not what I have in my head.
okay,
What's on
Yeah.
this paper right
okay,
here?
but it's not coming out of your mouth
But
when
it's
you
not
want it
coming
to.
out of my mouth like that though, but it's written down right here like
Okay,
that.
I believe you. じゃあ6番、サンドネンさん。
クラスが始まるから行きませんか?
Okay, that's possible.
Or should I use a different one?
Well, that one already got used.
Oh.
Ikimasen ka got used with konsato.
Oh,
So,
hold on. Isogimashou.
yeah, which
Mm.
means
I don't know what isogi means.
isogu,
It's like to hurry.
isogimasu,
Ah.
to hurry up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what it means. Where have we gone over that?
クラスが始まる
It
か
was an
ら
old vocab from previous chapter.
急ぎ
On a side note, that
Isogimashou.
that ending of ishoni, that kanji, that
Hi.
show,
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
can mean thong. Beginning, inception, end chord, strap
Huh.
Thong?
It's actually not the same kanji. It's
Okay, kumi
Kumi.
is a different kanji.
it's kind of similar.
So it's
Yeah.
It's
one
this part
thong?
plus
Okay.
this is
Or a cord or a
ishoni.
strap.
That's
Right.
ishoni.
Oh, kumi is that one.
Kumi
Okay,
is that.
that's why. Yeah, that's why
It's
they're not the
it's
same.
kinda- kumi has something on top of it.
Yeah, which makes more sense because ichikumi is an existing term also,
Mm.
and it would be too confusing if ichikumi and isho looked the same.
So ishuni would be basically like, let's strap together?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, again, it's an idiom.
Yeah.
So one strap
Yeah.
is not the literal meaning, it's just where it came from,
It
probably.
looks like shoni suku too, to get started. Shoni
Okay.
suku.
So,
Is that a thong like a shoe?
I think they mean thong as in a strap that you could
Wear
use
in your
to tie things
underparts.
together.
Yeah.
No.
No, not like that.
Not that thong? Really?
No, not that thong. The original meaning of thong, which is like a leather strap that was used to tie things together.
Like a strap
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see.
shoe? 'Cause
Now I'm
they
getting
use
an English
sandals like
lesson.
that.
Yeah.
Do those have another kind of name? Like the strap shoes with like the.
Flip flops.
The wooden ones, the wooden
those,
clogs.
yeah.
Oh, the wooden clogs are not called thongs.
What are they called?
The Japanese ones, geta.
Geta. That's
Yeah.
it. Geta.
Yeah.
I bought some.
Okay, so anyway,
I want some.
so,
They're loud.
guys, we only have a short time left. We
Well-
want to work on kanji stuff or more grammar stuff?
Kanji.
I'm good with either one, honestly.
I mean,
Sure.
I think we should read the
The kanji?
kanji paragraph,
Okay, that's a good idea, I think.
because that seems to be something.
Okay,
we
yeah, so does everybody feel like the fill in the blank stuff they can probably figure out on their own? Yeah, is that a yes?
Wait, which kanji are we looking for? This one? Or number,
Lesson Q.
like this one? Or is
Yeah.
it this one? Because there's also this thing.
Okay, there are two paragraphs to read, so, which reading do you guys wanna do first?
Maybe we should do this
2A
one,
or
'cause it,
2C?
maybe 2A?
This
2A
looks
first?
way more difficult.
2A looks more difficult to you
Yeah.
than C?
Where are you?
330ページ.
Where am I?
I don't know.
You are in the back of the room.
BCC. BCC.
BCC.
東フロリダ州立大学。 That's the long name for EFSC. 東フロリダ, Eastern Florida institution,
Say.
and then, not that kind of
Oh,
institution.
boy.
To the institution. Although some of you might need to be committed, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Not it.
Okay, that can be person mine.
Aye, aye.
Oh, brother. Okay, Susan no Nikki.
But I'm an only child.
Okay, so let's try reading Susan no Nikki. So does it work for you guys to just do one sentence at a time and then translate? And then the next person do the next sentence?
Yeah, because the last time we tried to do multiple sentences, my
was
brain was like, I'm
exploding?
still trying to translate the first sentence.
Okay, so Zazak-san kara, let's let you start.
With a date?
Yes.
Oh boy. I can't remember how to read the dates. So,
Just read it like
okay,
numbers.
okay, because I know there are some irregular ones. So, 11月25
はい。
25日
はい。
What's that supposed to be?
In parentheses means 土曜日. It's
Oh, okay.
the way we abbreviate, like SAT for Saturday, they do just the first kanji for an abbreviation for the day of the week. So
That
since
makes
it's a
sense.
Nikki, everybody know what Nikki is?
Nope.
Diary. It's on the vocab list that comes after this paragraph.
Oh, I see. I was thinking
Hey,
tegami.
Yeah.
I know both the words for that.
Nikki means diary, so
Also-
since it's a diary, she's putting the date and the day of the week.
I'm assuming the next kanji after that means it's raining that
Yeah.
day?
Yeah, ame is a reference to the fact that it's raining. So a lot of Japanese dictionaries are set up where there's actually a place for the date, the day of the week, and
The
the
weather?
weather conditions, because that's so important culturally in Japan. That people always make note of the weather. Every letter, every tegami starts with a salutation, a greeting, and some kind of comment about the weather where they are and asking about the weather where you are.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
I think the weather should be important.
so,
Okay, so 今日は、朝から雨が、降っていた。
はい, which means
Today, it's raining?
it's been raining
The
since
morning.
the morning.
Since the
right?
morning. Wait, which one's the since again? The kaha? Or is
Right,
it?
kara.
Okay. Oh, from the, yeah,
Yeah,
from the morning, of course.
Asakara.
That
Since the
usage of
morning.
kaha.
Yes, that
Okay.
usage of kara. Okay, じゃあ、Kashi-san?
午前中は友達に、メールを書いて
はい、
1時間ぐらい音楽を聴いた。
はい. Which means,
This morning I got,
let Cassie do it,
Oh,
it's her turn.
okay.
So, this morning or all morning, what? In the morning, during the morning, right? 私は友達にメールを書いて。What's メール?
Mail.
What kind of mail?
Email?
Email, yes.
chain mail.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
She wrote, the person wrote their friend an email
Yeah, and then,
for about 1 hour. And
Right.
so they listen to music.
yeah, okay, and this is supposed to be Susan no Nikki, so Sue is the one who said all this stuff. So she spent the morning writing an email to her friend and then spent an hour listening to music. Okay, and it's been raining all day. じゃあ、アンバーさん?
昼ご
ゴロ
昼ごろ、
はい。
練りの家へ
いえ、
行った。
行った。はい. So that means, hiru? You know what hiru gohan means?
Oh,
Yeah, so what's hiru?
this afternoon,
Midday.
midday.
Noon, yes, hiru is noon or midday.
Specifically
So
new?
specifically noon, yeah.
Could it also be translated as lunchtime?
Sometimes, but not in this context. So
Okay.
hiru goro is clearly around noon,
Okay.
at around noon. Okay, so around noon, went to Mary's house.
If you don't say goro and you just say hiru, would it be specifically new? Okay.
じゃあ、古山さん。
主語亭大大くらい
No.
うち
大きい。
Oh,
Yeah, different meaning for that kanji.
大きくらいうちだった
白くて大きいうちだった。There's no
大きい
kirai in there,
大きいうちだった
which means,
It's a big house.
and,
It's white.
yes.
Mary lives in the White House?
It's a big
It's a
white
big
house.
white house. Big by Japan standards, I would assume, which means, rabbit hutch by our standards. Okay, that's actually slang for a small house in Japan, rabbit hutch.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it gives you an idea of the size houses that are normal there. Okay, so Sanren-san, the next line.
メアリーのホストフ
はい、
ァミ
ホ
リー、
スト
ホストファミリー、の山本さんに会って
にあった、
会った
はい which
She
means,
met the Yamamoto family that she was homestaying with.
right, so she met Mary's host family, the Yamamotos. Okay,
お父さんは背が高くて痩せている人だった。痩せている人だった。
はい。
So
So,
he was the father.
yeah,
The family was tall and he's kind. Was kind.
痩せている、な、優しい、
Oh, 痩せて。
痩せている、
痩せている。
痩せている。
Thin.
Thin.
Yes,
Ah.
thin, not fat. You remember 痩せている、太っている. You remember those?
So I remember 太っている。
Yeah. That's easy to remember.
痩せている人。Okay, so he's a skinny
Okay.
person.
So he, yeah.
Tall and skinny.
Yeah, so the father's tall, thin person.
Yes.
じゃあ、ザックさん。
Okay. うちで、晩ご飯を食べた。
Yeah,
We ate dinner at their house.
okay. Or perhaps he ate dinner at the house, one or the other.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's a
He
little
ate
hard
dinner.
to tell which one. she means.
Context.
Yeah.
I assume it means her because she says Okasan, maybe.
Okay, yeah,
Or maybe, I mean him because she just said
she,
Okasan.
yeah, and then.
He ate dinner at the house.
Yeah, which I think is something to make note of in Japanese society, just because so many men work such long hours that they don't make it home in time for family dinner. So they work late and come home and eat by themselves after the whole rest of the family has already eaten, in a lot of cases. Cassie-san?
お母さんは何もありませんかと言っていたが、
Keep
たく
going.
さんごちそうがあった。
はい. So,
I'm
お母さん
totally lost.
Okay,
So the first part of it is the mother said, will ask.
no, said,
Said?
yeah, と言ってた, said.
Okay. Do you have anything?
No, that's a ga, not a ka.
Okay.
So that ga is like but or however.
Wait,
so,
what about the-
何もありませんが, we don't have anything, but dot dot dot. It's sorry. It's like saying, sorry, I don't have anything good good to offer you. Okay? But in actuality, because they're to itte ta ga is the however again. So the mother said, I really don't have anything good to offer you. But actually, たくさんごちそうがあった.
What's gochiso?
ごちそう is in your vocab list under the paragraph there. Excellent
Oh, excellent.
そうさまでした。
food. はい, remember ごちそうさまでした?
Not at all.
Oh, okay, so they have a lot of.
That's it. Thank you for the meal after the food.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What is
So,
the sama?
たくさんごちそうがあった. The sama is like,
Just, oh, like,
Is that the honorific one?
the honorific,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so たくさんごちそうがあった means there was a
Excellent.
lot of excellent food, right? So the mother is being typically Japanese style modest, saying, oh, I don't have anything good to feed you, and then she lays out a feast. You know? Very typical. どうぞ. Okay, this will be the last sentence we have time for, I think.
晩ご飯とっても美味しい。
晩ご飯は?
晩ご飯はとっても美味しいで。美味しかった。
はい、美味しかった.
Dinner was very delicious.
Yes. And notice that she's doing all short forms here. Why?
Because it's her own diary.
Exactly. No need to be formal for anybody, because there's nobody to read it but her, right? So she's doing all casual speech. Okay. Do you guys feel like you have enough to kind of go on with?
I suppose so, but I still want to say eel.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah.
are out of time, but do you want to do one last sentence, Shuna?
I'm sure. Let me see where I'm at again. お母さんは料理がすごく上手だと思う。
Yeah.
Her food's very delicious. I think her food's very, she's
Okay.
a
all
very
right.
good cook.
Yes, I think she's an
Ah.
Very
excellent
good at
cook.
cooking.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think she's excellent at cooking. Okay.
There we go.
So we're gonna stop there because of time, but you guys hopefully can read the rest of it yourselves, and now that you know the vocab list is there, maybe that'll help you decipher the rest.
Yeah.
And try to also read the other paragraph on your
The
own.
email.
And there are a couple vocab words under there as well. And on Tuesday, we will probably divide our time between some of the OPI rehearsal and answering any other questions you have about any of this stuff.
OPI on Tuesday?
Yes, we'll do OPI on Tuesday after class. So we will spend most of the class probably on OPI rehearsal, but if you guys have other questions, since that's our last class before the final, that's also going to be the time for that.
Final
So wait, what
is
about Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday is the final.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Is that just the last chapter? It's gonna be
It's going to be mostly this chapter, but of course some of
cumulative.
Cumulative.
you, it's by nature cumulative. I mean,
It's a language
it's
class.
language,
But focusing on that chapter.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, seriously, I'm glad that was to catch up on.
Okay, and we didn't get a chance to talk about what the format of the chapter is going to be like. But the test rather, but it's very similar to previous.
We still have
Yes.
Tuesday.
Yeah, just,
Next week.
yeah, we can talk about it on Tuesday, but it's got the same usual 3 types of listening practice, kanji sentences, translation sentences, and Q&A sentences. It's got the usual kind of translation, Japanese to English, English to Japanese, Q&A. It's got a
Listening
little
section.
bit of a conjugation chart for all the short forms. It's got a paragraph to read
No,
and
wait.
answer questions.
Wait, by the conjugation chart, you mean for reference or something we have to fill out?
It's a little chart for you to fill out, yes.
Okay.
It's a little blank chart, and it's asking for all the short forms and some
like-
of the long forms.
Okay, for particular words or something?
Yeah, it gives you a couple of verbs, and maybe some adjectives, I forget.
Okay.
And you have to be able to fill out, iku, ikanai, itta, ikanakatta, itte, ikimashita, whatever.
Oh yeah, those. Yes, work on those two.
Yes.
But yeah, lab hours.
Hi, yes, don't finish your lab hours, you're behind.
So, I have a question about
Hi,
dake and shikanai.
hi,
So it's way more natural to say, he told you shikanai,
hi.
than